This is Andrew from Bullseye Marksman and Gun Club. This month we're going to be talking about proper lubrication. Especially we're going to focus on the modern polymer pistols, which really require very little to no lubrication at all. Given the choice, these modern polymer pistols will function dry over being over lubricated. Over lubrication tends to build up dirt, collect dust, spent powder, whatever, anything like that. It's just a magnet for that. They're really designed to run with extremely small amounts of lubrication, and I'm going to show you about how to do that. Two types of lubrication. You've got your semi-solid or pliable kind of lubrication, like Tetragun grease, or you have your standard old school stuff that is more of in liquid form. Either or, it's up to you, but we're going to show you the proper amounts to use here. On most of the pistols, the polymer pistols, they have contact points. That's where the slide meets the frame. That's where your running point is. That's where your slide is cycling on. What you want to do for proper lubrication is, if you're using the wet lube, you want to place one drop on one of the contact points. Then take your finger, pick up some, and distribute it evenly across the other contact points. On a Glock, there are 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take what's left, which is a little bit remaining on your finger, and just give the barrel a little rub. You'll see where the wear is, a little bit of wear on the barrel, which meets underneath the hood, underneath here, is a little bit of a friction point. So just a tiny, tiny little bit on there is going to help cycle your gun better, keep everything clean, and work better for you. Springfield XD, same thing. One main contact point, generally right there. So what you want to do with the wet lube is just put one drop on one side, spread that out, pick it up, put it on the other one, just like that. Take what's left on your finger, rub it on the barrel, just give it a little nice light little lube, just like that. You'll see some wear points on your barrels or whatever. That's your contact point. So if you see a little bit of wear maybe on the side here on the chamber, just give it a little rub right there. But as you see, there's no dripping, there's no running off of any lubrication. Once you put your pistol back together, you shouldn't see any lubrication really at all, and especially when you start to fire it and it heats up, there really should be no running. You shouldn't see anything coming out underneath here, or when you pull it back, you really shouldn't see anything that really resembles any kind of wetness. If you're doing that, you're still using a little bit too much. If you're using something like Tetragun, same kind of deal with that, except that because this is it's a fluoropolymer, it actually penetrates the metal. So the more you use this type of lubrication, the less over time you have to use. Once it penetrates the metal, it actually starts to self-lubricate after a while. So I personally use Tetragun. How you would apply that, same thing, probably just a micro dot like that. You might not be able to spread it just like the oil, but if you use just a tiny, tiny, tiny amount on each contact point, I mean barely visible here, just rub that in, and over time, that kind of lube, this kind of fluoropolymer lube, is going to penetrate the metal and allow your gun to be lubricated without you even actually physically being able to see any sort of lubrication on there. So once you get those points lubed up, reassemble your gun, give it a couple of rats, make sure everything's working. Same thing with the XD, put them back together. Boom, 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 drop. Give it a couple of that, lock them open, and as you can see, two perfectly good, perfectly lubricated polymer pistols with not too much lubrication. It will serve you much better.